Hey guys, how's it going? Onage here, and welcome to the 12th round of the F1 2014 Career Mode series on the channel. And obviously, we are going to start off where we have left off, and that is the race in Spa-Francorchamps. This very iconic track, obviously, as we get into our Force India for the very first time. In terms of a race, obviously, we have done practice and qualifying already, but not the race. So this will be the first race in the Force India. Let's see how we get on. Starting from P9, maybe not really what we expected, but we'll see whether I can make a few places up in the first lap, perhaps, and after that, maybe attack. See what we can do. It's a two-stop around here. I think that a one-stop might be an option. We'll see how the race develops, and from there on the side teammate challenge. Obviously, I have a new teammate, and interestingly enough, we are equal. So we both have won 2 out of the 5 challenges there are for the teammates. So Nico Rosberg in pole position, Nico Hulkenberg there in 6th position. Our teammate, great qualifying lap from him, and well, we are being split by the Williams guys. Massa on the right hand side, Bottas right in front of us, as we have a few lights already, and our first race with the Force India is a fact now as the lights went out, and away we go then. So having quite a poor start has to be said, because Magnussen there as well dropping a few places, but now we enter the first corner. Last source is the Williams there. I need to be careful that I don't touch him. Accelerating now out of the first corner, down into Eau Rouge obviously. Haven't lost the position, haven't gained the position, still in P9 as we now head down to Eau Rouge. Let's see what we can do here. A few cars going side by side, even going down to 6th gear here, and then having a good run, as best of a run as I can get out of Eau Rouge. And then in the slipstream of Massa here, and that allows me alongside Massa. But can I take Bottas as well? That would be great if I can do that. He would brake very late on the inside. Yes, we indeed can take him, and we see some contact there. That was my fault. I need to be honest, that was my fault. I will come back on that later, because now we are right on the back of Raikkonen, entering the hairpin here. A little bit of a drift there, almost on corner entry. Car becomes very floaty there sometimes. Now coming through the left-hander, downhill still, P6 then behind our teammate. So our teammate managed to climb a position. We have climbed 3 positions so far. Quite a good start. But coming back to Bottas, I should have left him more room there on the inside. I'm not gonna lie, but I thought he went deep. I couldn't see him anymore in my mirrors. I thought he went deep, but yeah, then he was suddenly there again. I do apologize for that, and it was surely my own fault. But I hope that that you guys allow me to get away with it. If it's really bad and you guys really think I should be punished, then we will have some sort of qualifying ban, I guess, for the next race. Anyway, let's get back to the race, because we are pressured by Raikkonen a little bit here. The slipstream in this final sector has always been really effective, because it's such a long straight. Really, you are flat out for such a long period of time. So we find ourselves behind our teammate. And I think it will be a challenge for us to actually overtake our teammate and finish ahead of him, because his pace in qualifying, Hulkenberg's pace I'm talking about obviously, was really strong, and I doubt whether we can match that in the race as well. But who knows, we will see. Obviously, strategy is also a key role in races, so we might do something different in terms of strategy. But currently I am fully on the attack. Obviously Raikkonen is behind us with a little bit of a Williams train, but my eyes are purely focused really on what's happening in front of us. I think we pick up a little bit of slipstream from our teammate. That helps us a little bit, and actually we are closing down the gap. Visually you can see it as well. 8/10 to Hulkenberg, but there's a little bit of a gap, with, or a train I should say, with a Ferrari and a Red Bull in there. That's Alonso in P4, and there's another Red Bull in there as well. So that allows me to close the gap to this train of cars. Really, they obviously have a good pace, but as long as they are battling, they will be holding each other up a little bit as we head into Puhan. A little bit wide there, could have been worse though. I always dip my my tire into the grass. It gives probably a little bit less grip through this corner here, this right-hander, but to be honest, I think it is worth it. Yeah, I think it's just worth it really. There's a lot of time you can gain by nailing Puhan. Lost a little bit of time in the middle sector there. Lost 2/10. Gap was 8/10 before, but bear in mind Raikkonen is quite close behind us. DRS will be enabled soon, so it would be really nice if I can actually get inside the DRS zone of my teammate here, as we see some more battling going on up ahead. So maybe we can close down a little bit more, close up, I should say, a little bit more. That would be nice, obviously. I mean, DRS will be always a help. Do we get DRS already here? No, we don't get it, but I think the gap is within a second though. Yes, it is. It's back to 8/10 now. Okay, that's interesting. You can see on the minimap there are 2 cars who are pulling away. That is Rosberg and someone else. Maybe Hamilton, I'm not sure. It probably is Hamilton. Yep, probably is, because he sets the fast lap on the race at 1:52.0. That's 2.6 seconds quicker than what I'm doing at the moment. That's a crazy lap time, really. But let's see, what do we have picked up? DRS, here we go. Do we have DRS? Yes, we do. Nice, and that allows me now to close down my teammate. Here we go. I'm going even to max 1 already, because I'm not going to be able to overtake yet. But we are now a part of this train, and that is very good to see. As I said in lap 2, the focus is now completely on the attack. I want to try to mix myself in this battle, try to overtake these guys. But at the same time, it was Ricciardo, by the way, the Red Bull. Alonso managed to overtake Ricciardo. If Alonso is really quicker than Ricciardo, he will pull away, meaning that, you know, the battles which were there before will not continue, and so they will not hold each other up as much as they did before. As Raikkonen had a little bit of a loop down the inside of Puhan, but I just turned into the corner. In my opinion, he wasn't far enough alongside me, and it does seem like the case that Alonso is pulling away a little bit from Ricciardo. And it seems like the AI is now again sailing to their own pace and their own flow. It's very hard for me to keep up right now. Lost a little bit more time in this middle sector, 1.1 seconds now. And as we have seen from qualifying, I lose a lot of time in the final sector. I think it's due to the AI having traction control, because I'm running relatively low downforce settings. But I think the AI has a lot of a benefit from the exit of the bus stop chicane, so the final corner around this Spa-Francorchamps lap. Very long track. I think it is 7.4 kilometers out of top of my head, but I could be wrong. As you see in lap 4 now, 1.7 seconds, and the tire wear is starting to come up a little bit. The scheduled pit stop is obviously in lap 6, but as I said, I might do something different here regarding strategy. So what I'm gonna do here, and I don't know whether this is going to play out, I'm going to pit here. It's only lap 4, but I'm going to pit. As I said, my focus was completely on the attack. I'm going for the undercut here. As I said, lap 6 was the scheduled pit stop lap, so let's assume that the AI is going to pit in lap 6. I have then a 2-lap undercut, or yeah, an undercut, and we'll see whether that, you know, pays out. I would be surprised if it does, because they seem to have a really good pace, but who knows, maybe these fresh air tires will do miracles. But it also obviously depends where we are going to end up. But obviously after 4 laps the field isn't as much spread, so we might as well end up in traffic, and that does look like the case. We see a Sauber up ahead, which is Gutierrez, and then there are a few cars in front of him as well. Lap 5 then, and going for an interesting choice there. And look at the speed advantage here straight away. You can see the slipstream, how effective it really is. Even going to 8th gear. Remember, DRS is not open, but we went up into mix 3, and wow, that was very straightforward. You know, the slipstream being super effective there, I should say. Lap 5 then still. Look at the gap we already made to Gutierrez. We now see our old team in front of us, so Toro Rosso. That's Vern, our old teammate as well. Look at the slipstream here. Look how powerful that slipstream advantage is. Look, this closing down. We're going around the outside already before Blanchimon. Already making the move before Blanchimon. Now there's another McLaren up front. Look at the slipstream advantage yet again. Heading into the bus stop chicane on the inside of Jensen Button. Can we take him? Yes, we can indeed. Braking pretty late. You can see here going a little bit deep. But it's all worth it. You know, at the end, the move counts. And also, we sneaked DRS from Button. Because, well, the detection point is quite a way before the bus stop chicane, meaning that we were behind Button at the detection point. So lap 6 then, lap 14 or P14, and we are now P13. That's interesting. Maybe in retirement. There might as well have been a retirement, because I did not pass anyone in this lap. Interestingly enough, I'm not sure. Maybe someone pitted as well. Not entirely sure. So we see here going on the inside of Maldonado. He left the door wide open for the bus stop chicane. So that's a pretty straightforward move. Looking at the minimap now, there are quite a few guys in the pit lane, including my teammate. And now this is going to be very interesting and very, very crucial for our race as we set our personal fast lap of the race. 152.9, exiting the first corner. Look in the mirror. There is the teammate. You saw him there in the mirror. That is our teammate. And so the undercut is a huge success because look at the gap. The gap is huge. I have a big gap to my teammate. And that's obviously very good. Skipping towards the end of lap 7. Magnussen is in front. There are still quite a few cars in front of us who still need to pit, so we will see where we are going to end up. There we go. That's a Williams in the pit lane, McLaren in the pit lane. Lap 7 they pit, I pit in lap 4, remember, so a 3-lap undercut. And look at the advantage you gain. I mean, P4 at the moment. Are we even going to glide more? Yes, we are. P3, lap 8, and we are in a podium position. Fantastic, but obviously we pitted on lap 4, meaning that our tires are in a worse shape compared to the cars around me. And so we're gonna have to take a look at the gap to Hulkenberg. Let's see whether that is increasing, decreasing, and if it is decreasing, by how much every lap. First of all, let's have a benchmark for us, see what the gap is like. Here we go. Oh, it's Hamilton in P4. 4.7 seconds to Hamilton then. So Hamilton managed to pass Hulkenberg, and I think Hamilton was battling in front before, so I'm not really sure what's happened to Hamilton. Maybe I'm wrong, but doesn't really make sense that Hamilton is in P4. After all, he is driving a Mercedes, but yeah, I found it a little bit worrying. Has to be said that Hamilton is now behind me. I would have rather had my teammate behind me rather than Hamilton, because obviously that Mercedes has a great pace, and you can see on the minimap as well straight away that Hamilton is just already making up a huge gap in a couple of corners to my teammate Hulkenberg. And so I am really worried at this point, because it will be something great if we can achieve a podium with Force India in our first race. 3.9 seconds to Hamilton, meaning he gained 7 tenths alone in the middle sector. And as I said, this was worrying, but I think the gap to my teammates has increased, judging from the minimap. So that is something good, but obviously right now my focus, my attention is fully on this podium spot. It's 10.4 seconds to Rosberg. Vettel is leading the race. 3.7 seconds to Hamilton, so he gained another 2 tenths. And then, as you can see here, at the end of lap 12, opening up lap 13 now, Hamilton is right behind us. But also, pay attention to the minimap. Yet again, Hulkenberg got passed by the cars which were behind him before. Hulkenberg suddenly has dropped way off the pace. We went for another set of option tires, and I can tell you that our teammate went for the prime tires, so that explains his drop of pace a little bit. But this drop of pace is huge, because look at the minimap. He is now entering La Source. We are up Eau Rouge. I mean, that is a huge gap considering we were behind him 10 laps ago. That's a pretty significant gap, has to be said. Anyway, Hamilton having the arrest. You can see it there for a little second. The arrest is wide open from Hamilton, but he's too far behind. And so far, this Force India straight line speed is helping me defending from Hamilton so far. But obviously, it's only lap 13. We got past the halfway mark of the race, but still plenty of laps to go, so keep the focus up. That is the most important thing. As you can see, you're starting to understeer a little bit. Tires are starting to wear. We have done 7 laps so far on this set of tires, so I might as well pit this lap. As you can see, they're horrible understeer, even extending Wuhan. That is something you never ever want to see. If you do that, that's a clear evidence, really, that your tires are starting to wear quite severely. Coming through this corner, looks all fine, getting quite early on the throttle as well, but look at Hamilton being very close behind us. And I said it before, the slipstream effect in this final sector is huge. You get such a big benefit. Here comes Hamilton on the outside. He decides to back out of it though. Nope, he stays behind us. Okay, so we are going to pit this lap, probably 9 laps. That means on the prime tire, and that should be manageable. Here we go. This is going to be crucial as well, because Hamilton also was on the prime tire. So I'm gonna have to push really hard now. It's really me against Mercedes power now, and we know that the Mercedes is super strong. Even though I will be on a fresh set of prime tires, I still doubt whether we can keep that podium position. And if we can keep the podium position, it's really a question whether we can keep that podium position, because Hamilton will be on the option tire towards the end of the race. Here we go, we're joining the track in P6. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. That is actually the place we need to end up in, as it is our goal, our target to finish in P6. And interestingly enough, we are behind our teammate, and in the very same lap, I already catched up to him. So there's quite a big difference now in the old prime tires from my teammate and the fresher set of prime tires from my car right now. Opening up the DRS here. I don't hope that my teammate is going to make it too difficult. Nobody in the pit lane, so we still keep in P6 now. This is crucial. A good exit is crucial out of La Source here. We got a reasonable exit. Now I start to pick up the slipstream. Here we go, closing down, coming up to our Rouge, 7th gear, still in the slipstream, that full throttle obviously. Look at that, closing him right down. And on top of our Rouge, we make the move already even before the DRS zone. Very good stuff indeed. Now, give my teammate a little bit of slipstream, as that will help him obviously, and obviously we want a good result for the team. And so we are now in P5 and P6, 10.4 seconds behind Ricciardo. And remember, Hulkenberg was battling with Ricciardo before, so that shows that Hulkenberg really has lost a lot of pace in this middle stint here, this prime stint. So we see someone in the pit lane. That should be Ricciardo. It is indeed Ricciardo. We climb to P4 then. And that means we were in P5 before. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Obviously we overtook our teammate, which was P5. So we're all waiting now for Hamilton. When is Hamilton going to pit? Hamilton is in front of us. Remember, the gap to Ricciardo was about 10 seconds I think at the end of the first sector. And we end up quite a way in front of him. So, well, that's a little bit of a guideline obviously as to where we are compared to Hamilton in terms of, well, track time of course when he's going to pit too. 14.5 seconds, that seems relatively good. And as we cross the line here, starting lap 17, 5 laps to go, Hamilton is in the pit lane. But where do we end up? In front or behind him? Here we go. Into La Source, look in the mirrors, we cannot see him yet, so he has to be behind us. He isn't behind us, and look at that! He is quite a way behind us. That is quite a big gap, has to be said. And this is extremely good and looking really good here for this final podium spot. With 5 laps to go. Obviously Hamilton is on the option tire, so he is going to fly. That is for sure. But look at that gap. Amazing. That is about a 4-second gap, I would say. Let's have a look here. 12 seconds to Rosberg as well. 3.7 seconds. And that is, of course, a really good gap. But 1 lap later, Hamilton already catched us. So the speed from the Mercedes is just incredible. He's really strong here. But what else do you expect from the Mercedes car, obviously? I mean, it's such a great car. Hamilton here having the pace, and at this time I did not expect to actually keep P3. I thought we were going to lose it. Obviously I will give it my all to keep in this P3 and take home this final podium paying spot, this final podium paying position. But we're gonna have to fight for it really hard, I do think. Here's Hamilton already into our slipstream. Our mirrors are just filled with that silver Mercedes. He's gonna get 2 times DRS on us, obviously. First time is over here. His DRS will be wide open right now. And let's see what kind of advantage that gives him. It should be a little bit of an advantage because it's not a long straight. It is needed a little bit of an advantage, but enough of an advantage for me to go defensive. That compromises my exit a little bit for La Source. So Hamilton is right behind us, and now we will see what the top speed is like from that Mercedes car. I'm running quite a low downforce setup, so are we able to stay ahead of Hamilton here? It's going to be crucial. It's going to be crucial. Hamilton is already alongside us almost before opening up the DRS, so it's going to be very difficult to defend, I think. Going defensive then for the next corner. Hamilton is still in the mirrors. He doesn't really gain that much. No, he did not really gain that much. I thought, or I expected him to gain a lot more than that. I thought he would be well alongside me, even, you know, probably ahead of me, but he wasn't. And so we skip to the end of lap 19. Hamilton is still behind us. We only have 3 more laps to do this, but the Mercedes is just incredible. It's going to be hard, as I said before, to stay in 3rd position here. 2 tenths is the gap to Hamilton. 2 tenths separating here. our first podium result of the season. And don't forget Ricciardo. Ricciardo, you can see him in the mirrors there as well. Don't rule him out. He has been closing the gaps over the last couple of laps. Remember, they are both on the opposite tire. They will have the advantage with 2 more laps to go. Yet again, we end up to Eau Rouge. Let's have a look at Hamilton. Here he goes in the mirrors. His DRS will be wide open right now. Again, going defensive, obviously. He also will not pick up the slipstream anymore, but obviously he has the DRS advantage. Here he is already alongside us. He does go alongside us this time, braking very late here. Can I make the corner? Little bit of throttle in between the corners. Make sure that I stay ahead of him. Bit of oversteer too. More oversteer. Look at the power there. I just wanted to keep on the power. Give him no chance to overtake, and out of excitement really, I even make a huge lockup coming into this hairpin, even going all over the curb. That's not really what you want to do. Hamilton puts more pressure on us. So we head down this hill here. The left-hander coming up to Pouhan now. Look at Hamilton really close behind us. Picks up the slipstream. Here he is in the inside of Pouhan. I'm going to have to leave him room, which I did. So I left him plenty of room on the inside there, but he did not take it. Remember what I did to Raikkonen. I think it was at the beginning phase of the race. I just turned into him. Pretty much I just turned into the corner with Raikkonen on the entry of Pouhan. But I don't feel like Raikkonen was alongside me enough. I did feel like Hamilton was alongside me enough to leave him, you know, a little bit of room. But with Raikkonen, I do not think he was alongside me enough to really give him more room. And then you have just, you know, got to turn into the corners. We see a car ahead of us that is a back marker. We see some more back markers ahead of us, so they might play a little bit of a role here. And hopefully that will all play out in our advantage. It's Bianchi, it's a Lotus as well, so presumably it's Maldonado or something. And yet again, Hamilton is very close behind us. His DRS will be again wide open as we head down into the first corner. Bianchi getting well off the way there as there's some debris flying. It's not really a surprise when Maldonado is ahead. So Bianchi gets well out of the way. Hamilton got past as well, so good stuff from Bianchi. Actually, Hamilton lost a little bit of time there, I would say, but not too much. We will be right on our tail again when we enter the DRS zone. There are a few back markers, look at that, battling up ahead. They have to back out of it, which they do so now. I tried to pick up the slipstream from the back markers. It was actually Ericsson, sorry, not Maldonado then. I picked up a little bit of slipstream from the back markers. And that gave me an advantage, I would say, because I did not have to go defensive there. Thanks to the slipstream, which I picked up, I gained an extra speed advantage myself too. And so I would say that Hamilton has now only one chance left of overtaking us, and that is again at the same place. I think it is called the Hangar Straight, the straight after Eau Rouge. I'm not entirely sure. Here comes Hamilton again. He tries to go on the outside of Pouhan. That's not going to happen. And he does go for the undercut. Now look at Hamilton here going for the undercut. I'm going to have to go to mix 3 in order to defend, but somehow Hamilton backed out of that move, and now it's Ricciardo who will be our biggest threat, as Ricciardo overtook Hamilton. So it's the penultimate lap. There are about 10 kilometers now separating us from our first podium position in our rookie season. 22 seconds to Rosberg. I don't see anything happening there, obviously. Here comes Ricciardo, but as I said, I do not think they have a big chance of overtaking me here. They just don't overtake in this final sector, and so their chance will be coming again in the first sector of this final lap. And so it's so crucial now to nail the exit of Le Source and get a good run up Eau Rouge. Here we go, final lap right now. Still in P3, but will we be in P3 as well after 7.4 kilometers? Here we go, entering Le Source, getting on the power now. Go up to mix 3. It was a relatively good exit, but obviously Ricciardo is still behind us, and he gets the run now up Eau Rouge, and this will be close, I think. Here comes Ricciardo picking up a little bit more of a toe on us. We're gonna have to go defensive yet again as the DRS will be wide open right now. I don't think Hamilton will be a threat anymore. He's quite a long way back. Here we go, entering side by side into the right hander. He will be on the inside probably for the left hander. He's still alongside us. I'm gonna have to leave him room here. I do indeed leave him room, but in the end we managed to stay ahead of him as he backed out of it, which is weird because he had the inside line really for that corner. But I'm not gonna complain. We are still in P3, and now I need to keep my head cool. If I manage to keep my head cool, we should be able to finish in this third position, and that would be fantastic, obviously. Yet again, we come and run down to Pouhan. Ricciardo has looked down the inside, but as you can see it there, I just turned in to the corner. I did not feel like he was alongside me far enough to leave him room. 15 meter board down to third gear. Look at this, very, very aggressive now. I do not need these tires anyway, so why not push to the absolute maximum now? Get on the power here, it's so crucial now to stay ahead of him, obviously, as well on this final, or in this final sector, even going to mix 3, which I did not do before. Have a look at the fuel, obviously, as well. We ran out of fuel at the end of the race in Nürburgring. I do not want to do that again here, because that would cost us a podium position probably. Ricciardo is right behind us as we head down to the bus stop chicane. Just went through Blanchimont. Brake at the one on the meter, but it looks like the fuel is okay. A little bit of a back marker in front of us as well, but that's not going to be a threat here. He's too far back, I think. I think we will take home the 3rd place. Yes, we do indeed take home his 3rd place around Spa-Francorchamps in our first race with the Force India. And this is also the first podium position of the career mode, I think. So look at that. Indeed, third on the podium. Sebastian Vettel in the end took home the victory. Only 8 tenths in front of Rosberg, so that looked like an interesting battle as well. Our teammate there in P7, but what a race that was. Fernando Alonso in the end is 22nd, so he managed to get a DNF. And that's probably why we climbed a position during the race. 69 points, 6th place in the championship, 9 points ahead of Button, who seems to be my main rival at the moment. We will not be able to catch Ricciardo, I think, so 6th place seems to be the maximum for this rookie season, really. Obviously my first season at the moment, and this is our first podium then, and what a great relief it is to be here in Park Fermé and having our Force India there at car spot number 3. So that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I certainly did enjoy this this race, I should say. It's great driving for Force India, a great team. Hopefully better results will follow as well. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, I would appreciate a like. And that is pretty much it. See you guys next time. Goodbye.